Hi guys. See, up to now we have seen Aura handler and lightning button. We have seen the two technologies are two things. One is Aura handler and one is lightning button. If Aura handler and lightning button both present in one component, then order of execution means which one execute first, which one execute later. That is the order of execution. Then the order of execution will be first the code that is written inside the Aura handler will be executed. Already I told you Aura handler is for initialization purpose. Okay. Later the component will be loaded, including buttons and all remaining. Okay. Buttons and everything remaining all will execute later. The remaining portion of the code, that is remaining portion of the code inside the component, will get loaded after Aura handler execution only. Right. So now I have taken four different attributes: student marks, sorry, std names, marks and result. One is a student name is of string type, marks is of decimal, and result pass or fail is of string type. And I have taken one button label on click. If I press this button on click, this you know this method details method will get invoked. Okay, this is spelling mistake. Intentionally I have written a spelling mistake here. So the same spelling mistake I have written in the controller also. Okay, I will show you one second. So once if I press the button, then this method inside the controller will get called. This is the method details. Okay, that method get invoked. So here what I have written, one second I will tell you. And inside the div tag I have taken the student marks and student name, marks and result I am printing here for the end user. Okay, so this is about the button. Now I'm going same. I will taking four attributes: amount, rate, time, interest. Okay, so here I am declaring Aura handler. Okay, whenever the Aura handler loads this action, whenever the component load, automatically this Aura handler gets invoked. And this Aura handler having some action part, that is invoke method. In the action part there is a method, invoke method, which I have written in the JavaScript. Okay, this component, this part of the code will get executed, because this part of the code get executed first, because this is available inside the Aura handler. Okay, so and I'm printing this amount and rate, time, and this interest amount I am printing for the end user. Okay, now I'm going to the first I'm going to the app. Okay, so I'm calling the component first. This is the component name up to here. Okay, I am passing the values for the attributes in the component. Student name is equal to Ashok, marks is equal to 30. Second set of attributes: amount, rate, time. I am passing all the values for the attributes inside the component. Now I am going to the component controller. The first and foremost what happened, Aura handler will get called. Aura handler having action part, which is in the action part there is an invoke method. First this invoke method get called. What is there in the invoke method? So this is there. Aura handler will be called with, this is the comment. Okay, this cannot be executed. Okay, Aura handler will be called without any events. Okay, but for the button, if I press the button only, this details method get called. Okay, for example, if I go to the button, lightning button, if I press this button only, then only this method will call from the controller. Okay, but for Aura handler, no need to press any button. Okay, automatically when component loaded, automatically this handler will get invoked. Okay, first we are where amount is equal to, or I can write where a is equal to also equal to component dot get. We are taking the amount values. I will tell you all this in the paint section. Okay, so this is the part first execute, then this part will execute. Okay, whatever the code I have shown you on developer console, the same code I have copied here and pasted in paint. So this is the component, this is the controller, this is the application. Whenever I write the application name, component name, this is the up to here component name. Whenever I write the component name in the application, automatically the component is get called. Okay, whenever the component is get called, if any Aura handler is present, that Aura handler will get called first. Initializer, otherwise I can call it as initializer. That Aura handler will get initialized first. Now this Aura handler having some action part, which is having some method which we call it as invoke. So first this invoke get called. What is there in the invoke? Okay, where amount is equal to component dot get v dot amount. So it is taking the reference of this amount here. Okay, like that, where rate is equal to component dot get rate, where time is equal to component dot get time. This time will come here. Okay, and where interest, I am declaring one variable here, like amount, rate, time here. I am declaring one variable here, which is equal to some formula PTR by 100 to calculate the interest. Now this value is some value from this formula come and place into this interest variable. Now I am assigning this value to this attribute, interest attribute. Okay. So for that we are we are using component dot set to call the component attribute inside the component. We use component dot get to set the value to the attribute. We use component dot set method. Okay. So v dot interest is the this one. This is the value. Okay. So from this I am from this value, this value come here. Okay. From this value I know I am placing into this interest attribute. Okay. This is the variable, this is the attribute. Now this value, this interest attribute having some value which is coming from this formula. Now with the help of this attribute tag I am displaying to the end user. So first a handler will get called. The latter, if any code is present, then that code will execute. Inside the code there is a lightning button is there. If I press the button, then only this details will be called. So this details I have written, this detail method I have written here. So here also where marks is equal to component, this already we have seen. Component dot get v dot marks. In the previous program also we have seen this one. So we are calling the marks like component dot get. By using component dot get we are taking the marks from the student. Okay, the marks will be stored in the marks variable. Okay, if result, I'm declaring one variable called result, where result I am initializing it with a null. If marks greater than 35, result is equal to pass. If marks else, result is equal to fail. Okay, component dot get set. This is the variable. This is the attribute. Inside this variable I am storing one variable. Okay, one value which is nothing but this result. Okay, so this result I am storing here. Initial first with null I am initializing the result. Later, if marks is 35, this pass is overwriting this null. If marks are less than 35, this fail will be stored into the overwriting the into the result variable. Okay, now this result variable is storing into this attribute. Okay, and after that, after storing this value is going back to and settled here. Okay, first we are called here by using component.set, we are assigning the value. By using component.get, we are calling. We are calling the method and finalizing the result by the help of marks. If marks are 35, result is pass. If marks are less than 35, fail. After calculating the result value, we are setting the value into this result attribute. Okay, so this result is stored into this attribute. Okay, but this all happen whenever you press this button. But without any pressing button, this RA handler and this block will execute. Okay, let's check out the result so that you'll get more clarity. It is refreshing. There is a button. I'm sorry, I didn't. You will not be able to see this one. There is a button which is the label button. If I press this, fail will come. Okay. For example, if marks is some 40, 45, otherwise more than 35, whatever it is, and just save it. Okay. If you update preview, if you see here button is there, right? Lightning button label is code, but this button is there, but you will not be able to see it because this screen is showing up to this one. It is loading. Yeah, guys. So if you press this button, pass, because there is marks is more than 35. But without pressing any button, this already came. Okay, even without pressing any button, this RA handler get invoked and it calculate the value, because this interest amount, because this interest this portion is within the RA handler. Okay, this portion is within the RA handler, so automatically it get invoked and it get calculate the interest amount. So that's why you got this value by the time you press the update button. You you already got this result, these values. But after pressing the button only, you'll get whether you are passing or failing. Okay, thank you.